and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global TV. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson, not the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has called for an equitable access to capital for developing countries, saying that such will provide the much-needed resources for development, thus solving some of the most pressing challenges in the world today. Speaking at the 19th Summit of Heads of State and Government of the Non-Aligned Movement at the weekend in Kampala, Uganda, President Tinubu, however, pointed out that the developing world is not looking for sympathy or begging for fair and equal opportunity. The president, who was represented at the summit by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, noted that the combined population of 120 countries that make up the non-aligned movement is over 4.4 billion, or about 55% of the world's population. Yet, total financial resources available to all these countries are much less than of some countries. President Tinubu also listed the challenges facing the world currently include climate change, conflict and war, terrorism, and widening inequality, stressing that this calls for greater collaboration between among member states as they struggle to achieve sustainable development goals. President Bola Tinubu has approved the reappointment of Dr. Bayero Farah as Director General, Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, NITT Zaria, for a second term of 4 years. This is contained in a statement by the spokesperson of the Institute, John Kolawale, and made available to newsmen in Zaria on Friday. According to him, the reappointment, in accordance with the provision of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Act 1986 laws of the Federation of Nigeria. He stated that Farah possesses track record of sterling and exceptional performance, which led to the massive and unprecedented transformation of NITT to its unraveled status since inception in 1986. Moving on now, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SIRAP, and 20 concerned Nigerians have sued the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, for unilaterally and arbitrarily increasing the allocation for lawmakers from 197 billion naira to 344 billion naira, representing higher since the return of democracy in 1999. The President presented the Appropriation Bill 2024, made up of 27.5 trillion naira, to the National Assembly on November 29, 2023. The National Assembly on December 30, 2023, passed the Appropriation Bill 2024 in the sum of 28.7 trillion naira. That will, exercising its legislative powers, Akpabio and Abbas increased the Appropriation Bill by 1.2 trillion naira, wherein the first and second defendants unilaterally increased allocation made to the National Assembly in the Appropriation Bill 2024, presented by the President, from 197,932,625,616 billion naira to 344.85 billion naira. In the suit filed last Friday at the Federal High Court, Abuja, on behalf of SIRAP and 20 concerned Nigerians by their lawyers, Kolawole Oluwadare and Andrew Uwankwo, the plaintiffs were asking the court to determine whether the lawmaker, in the exercise of their powers over appropriation and money bills, can unilaterally increase their own budget without the representation of the budget by the executives. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has said the burial of the late former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu won't be a groaning affair, but the celebration of life. Aiyedatiwa also said Akeredolu will be given a state burial, adding that his family has been awaited for further briefing on the burial rites. The governor says this while receiving the new Vice-Chancellor of Elizade University, Ilara Makun, Professor Kayode Ijadunola, who visited him in Akure. Aiyedatiwa noted that Elizade University is a fantastic institution, saying the state government holds the founder, Chief Michael Adeojo, in high esteem. Earlier, Ijadunola called for a strong collaboration between the Ondo State government and the university. This was contained in a statement by the school's head, Public Relations, Williams Olufumi. An explosion in Gidandan village of Gewa local government area of Kaduna State has claimed the life of a pupil of an Islamia school, while 10 others have reportedly been injured. The Overseeing Commission for Internal Security and Home Affairs in Kaduna, Samuel Aruman, in a statement said The explosion was being investigated by security agencies. Everyone said one pupil, Zaidu Usman, has been confirmed dead, while about 10 others were injured and were receiving medical attention at the Ahmadu Bello University Hospital, Shika, Zaria. He said the governor has also appealed to parents and community leaders to increase their vigilance on the activities of their children and wards, given their speculability of various dangers. Still on the news, the Federal Capital Territory Police Command has revealed details of how the Al-Qadir sisters have other adopted victims were rescued from the bandits' den in Kajuri Forest in Kaduna State by a joint team of policemen and soldiers of the Nigerian Army on Saturday night. About 23 persons were abducted on January 2nd, 2024 in the Zuma 1 area of Kui in Buari Area Council of Abuja. The police on Sunday confirmed all victims, including 5 sisters whose abduction had raised nationwide concerns, were rescued about 11 p.m. on Saturday and had since been reunited with their families. The bandits terrorizing the FCT and neighboring states of Kaduna, Nasarawa and Niger were camped in Kajuri Forest in the southern Kaduna area of Kaduna State. Still on the news, the police force public relations officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi has urged Nigerians to report anyone seen with ammunition to curb arms proliferation in Nigeria. In what Fayode called a mark of his achievement since taking office, the police commissioner listed no fewer than 14 cases and cracked and recovered a total of 16 firearms, including a toy pistol, 72 live cartridges, 75 live ammunitions, 1 expended cartridge, and 1 pistol magazine. The police also recovered 6 axes, 4 daggers, 1 digger, 1 cutlass, 2 vehicles, 1 POS machine, fake registration plates, and various charms. The police command in Lagos State says its operatives have arrested 3 suspected cultists in the Ishasha area of the state. Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Adegoke Fayoade, had promised to rid the state of criminals. Hadain said the 3 suspects were arrested on Saturday at about 6:30 a.m. by the police. He explained that operatives from the Ishashi division were quickly drafted to the community and arrested the suspects, who are between the ages of 24 and 39. Hadain said that investigation has begun and the suspects will soon be charged to court. Moving on to the Nigerian Navy ship Beecroft Patrol Team, in collaboration with the Forward Operation Base Badagry, I said they arrested a wooden boat with over 800 jerrycans of 30 liters premium motor spirit close to the boundary between Nigeria and Benin Republic. In a statement by the NNS Beecroft Base Information Officer Sub-Lieutenant H.A. Collins, the arrest was made on Friday. The commander, Commodore Kolawale Oguntuga, said the boat, which was sailing seaward 80 nautical miles from the shore, was intercepted by the NNS Beecroft Patrol Team in collaboration with the Forward Operation Base Badagry. Food and animal experts have stated that consumption of animal blood as meat, especially from diseased animals, could lead to another outbreak of anthrax, among other zoonotic disease. The Nigerian Center of Disease Control and Prevention in July 2023 confirmed the anthrax outbreak in a mixed livestock farm in Niger State. It can be transmitted through the consumption of raw, undercooked meat and other products of the affected animals. The WHO stated that there are over 200 types of zoonosis, comprising of a large percentage of new and existing diseases in humans. According to an animal feed resource information system, Feedophilia, blood collected during the slaughter of various livestock species, such as cattle, pigs, and chickens, under the wide range of conditions, is dried through solar, oven, drum flash, and spray drying. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMNET, has predicted sunshine and haziness from Sunday to Tuesday across the country. NIMNET's weather outlook released on Saturday in Abuja predicted sunny and hazy atmosphere over the northern and southern central states during the forecast period. The agency said a moderate dust haze with visibility range of 2 kilometers to 5 kilometers is anticipated over the island states throughout the forecast period. It even staged earlier morning mist or fog over the coastal states and patches of clouds in a hazy atmosphere over the coastal states during the afternoon and evening hours. For Monday, sunny and hazy atmosphere is expected over the northern, north central, and the island states during the forecast period. Dust particles are in suspension. Public should take necessary precautionary measures. People with asthma and other respiratory issues should be cautioned of the present weather situation. Airline operators are advised to get updated with weather reports from NIMNET for effective planning in their operations. Disaster risk managers, agencies, and individuals should be proactive to avert loss of lives and property. You're watching the news cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When news cycle returns, stock market records unprecedented 6.3 trillion naira gain. The news continues shortly with details and more stories right after this break. Do stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. And on our foreign decks, the White House announced that U.S. President Joseph Biden has dispatched a delegation of top officials to attend Monday's inauguration of Liberian President-elect Joseph Boakai, signaling Washington's intent to strengthen bilateral relations with the West African nation. The delegation, led by U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, includes senior White House and State Department officials, reflecting the importance Biden places on U.S.-Liberian ties. In a statement, Biden congratulated Boakai and Liberian people on a peaceful presidential election and transition. The White House said the delegation highlights America's enduring commitment to supporting democracy and good governance in Liberia. According to the State Department, the visit also cements 160 years of diplomatic relations between the two countries. The U.S. has focused engagement with Liberia on consolidating democracy progress, improving capacity, transparency, and accountability of governance institutions. The two countries enjoy bilateral trade and investment framework agreement. Still on our foreign decks, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has again appealed for a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza and unconditional release of all hostages. Guterres made the call in his message to the summit of the Non-Aligned Movement, NAM, at Kampala, Uganda. Leaders from the 120-member bloc met amid deep division globally, including raising geopolitical tension, climate catastrophe, widespread poverty, and raging conflict in Sudan, Ukraine, and Gaza. According to him, the UN has also been affected as 150 staffs have been killed. Meanwhile, disease and hunger are deepening. Although humanitarians are doing their best to deliver aid, they face constant bombardments and daily dangers amid enormous constraints posed by damaged roads, communication blackouts, and access denials. Hamas Qatar-based Chief Ismail Haniyeh has held a meeting with the Turkish foreign minister in the first official contact between the two in more than 3 months. Foreign Minister Hakeem Fidan met with Haniyeh on Saturday in Turkey. Hamas militants seized about 250 hostages when they launched unprecedented attack in Israel on October 7th, and the release of the remaining captives, along with establishments of a ceasefire as quickly as possible, were the main topic of discussions. According to one of the sources, Israel has vowed to destroy Hamas in response to the Islamist group's October attack that resulted in the deaths of about 1,140 people, mostly civilians, according to an AFP tally based on official Israeli figures. Its relentless bombardments and ground offensives have killed at least 24,929 people in Gaza, mostly women and children, according to Hamas-run health ministry in the territory. And now on business, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has said it will spend 8.3 billion naira on transportation and travels in 2024. The agency disclosed this in the government-owned enterprise budget proposal submitted to President Bola Tinubu recently. The regulator proposed to spend 8,342,547,767 from the proposed expenditure on travels and transport. The document also stated that NCAA budgeted 715,467,778 for local travels and others, and plans to pay 1,935,000,000 naira as a contribution to international organizations. The expenditures contained in the proposed budget includes the purchase of vehicles of 3 trillion naira, purchase of furniture, the office fitting of 1,352,997,000,000, construction of office building 3,970,000,000 naira, and provision of electricity of 1.205 million naira. The agency also said it will spend 1 billion naira on airport maintenance of physical assets and facilities. The Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria, according to its 2024 budget, will spend a total of 6.2 billion naira on the purchase of motorcycles and tricycles as empowerment programs for Nigerian youths and women. This is despite a full or partial ban by 12 state governments and the Federal Capital Territory on the operations of motorcycles. The governor, in a different report, said the embargo was part of measures to curb rising insecurity. The states include Cross River, Kaduna, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, Kano, Rivers, Abia, Anambra, Adamawa, Borno, Kwara, and Zamfara. The agency saddled with the responsibility of assisting small and medium-scale enterprises to overcome poor infrastructure in the management of business operations and assessing financial service, amongst other challenges, earmarked a substantial amount of the empowerment. Moving on now to the momentum in the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX moved up to a new height for the third consecutive week this year, with investors gaining an unprecedented 6.293 trillion naira on the close of trading over the weekend, the highest in the history of the Nigerian stock market. This comes as Nigeria's currency, naira, sank deeper in the parallel market during the weekend, trading at 1,270 naira to a US dollar, the weakest in history. Meanwhile, the NGX All-Share Index, ASI, a major stock market indicator, suppressed the 90,000 point mark, driven by robust investors' interest in diverse stocks across the industrial, insurance, oil and gas, and consumer goods sector, to close on Friday at 94,538.12 points from 83,042.96 points the previous week. Analysts of the market last week showed that the NGX market capitalization, which represents the total value of stocks in the exchange, surged to 51.735 trillion from 45.442 trillion the previous week. Consequently, the year-to-date YTD return surged to 26.4%. The British Council in Nigeria has again increased the fee for the English language testing system examination by 29%, according to a notice published on the Council's website. Applicants will now pay the sum of 139,000 naira for the computer academic and general training modules from February 1st, 2024. The examination, widely accepted globally by non-native English speakers as evidence of their language proficiency. The Council blamed the change in fee on the hike in the cost of conducting the examination. The change in price is associated with the increased cost of delivery of our exams. This will enable us to continue to offer a wide range of service and comprehensive support to enable you to achieve your goal. In sport, Nigeria's under-20 women's football team, the Falconets, have booked a place in the finals of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, scheduled to hold in Colombia from August 31st to September 22nd. Falconets qualified for the World Cup after defeating their counterparts from Burundi by a lone goal in the second leg of their FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup final qualifying round fixture. The match, which was played at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, saw Okpeyemi Ajakaye scoring the only goal for the encounter in the 79th minute. The goal handed Nigeria 2-0 aggregate victory in the final round of the qualifying round. having won the first leg also by a lone goal in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania on January 14th. The Nigerian girls created opportunity after opportunity but failed to convert them to make them vast superiority count. And still on sports, FIFA President Gianni Infantino called for worldwide stadium bans for fans and automatic forfeits for teams whose supporters hurl abhorrent abuse following racist incidents in Italy and England on Saturday. The head of football's world governing body said there was no place for discrimination of any kind in the sports of wider society. The event that took place in Udine and Sheffield on Saturday are totally abhorrent and completely unacceptable, he said in a statement. Fans aimed monkey chats at AC Milan and France goalkeeper Mike McGinn during Milan's dramatic 3-2 win at Udinese, with the game temporarily halted. Coventry midfielder Cassie Plummer accused Sheffield Wednesday fans of doing the same to him during their English Premiership clash, which his team won 2-1 on Saturday. And that's it on the news cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. See you again.